What's up, guys, and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first visit. I'm here at Gettle Toyota of Charlotte County in Punta Gorda, Florida, checking out this brand new 2024 Toyota Grand Highlander. Now, this is a base trim level for the Grand Highlander, and I'm gonna try to see if it provides enough value for the money to be the best trim to get. So I'll invite you to take a complete tour of this vehicle with me, starting right up front, talking about some of the features, popping up the hood, see what powers up this thing, and then walking around and talking about this vehicle, finally getting inside, playing with some of the new and amazing technology, and taking it for a spin at the end of this video. And if this is the first time we meet, my name is Matt, and here at Matt the Carguy, I post new car reviews every single week. If that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And now let's get back to this. Unlike the regular Highlander, Toyota starts their Grand Highlander with the XLE trim, which already has a bunch of options. So we don't have the L or LE trim like you'll find on the regular Highlander. Let's see what we get. I recently done the limited, so now you can watch both of the videos and kind of compare and see if either one of them is going to be that sweet spot for you and your family. So first of all, the sheet metal is the same. There's nothing changes. Love that flat hood. You know, it's raised up right in the middle with lowering up towards the sides. You still have the same shape lights, but that's where one of the differences is going to be between that and the higher end trim. These are not LED. You have the projector beam, regular lights, you have the incandescent turn signals, and you don't get the LED daytime running lights turn signals. What you also don't get, like you get on the Limited, is the set of fog lights. This is just a trim piece. It looks pretty good, but it's not very functional. You have some of the chrome trim piece that go across the entire front of the vehicle, big Toyota logo, and this shiny black grille that we've seen very similar setup on the higher end trim. Now this is all matte black, as if you remember on the Limited we had a little bit of this more polished aluminum trim at the very bottom of it, and now the same engine powers up both of these vehicles. But in case you don't remember, let's see what it is. All Grand Highlanders for 2024 are going to be available with 3 different engine choices. The base one, which is a non-hybrid one, what we have here today, is a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that produces 265 horsepower and 310 foot-pounds of torque. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission and can deliver power to either front wheels or all wheels. Now this is a front-wheel drive version that I have for you today. The other 2 options are Hybrid and Hybrid Max, both completely different, and I'm going to look at those in another video. So you still have this ugly prop stick on the side. I still think that the hood struts are going to be a better option for it. Some sound insulation underneath the hood, and that is pretty much it. 0 to 60 on this vehicle in about 7.6 seconds. Well, let's take a look on the side of this vehicle. It is large, and if you like the color of it, they call it Coastal Cream. It's kind of this off-white color. Looks really, really good on this. Now, this one comes standard to the 18-inch rims. The Limited came with the 20th, so let's see at the sidewall, 255 by 65, a little bit more meaty tires on this. You also see that you have this matte black trim around the wheel wells as well as the bottom of this vehicle. The top of the windows is all blacked out, including the pillars, but right here at the bottom you have this chrome trim piece. and the top of the mirror same color as the rest of the vehicle. It does have the turn signal in it, blind spot assist, and it is heated as a standard equipment. It is also equipped with the smart entry system, which you can lock and unlock this vehicle by simply either touching that door handle or sticking your hand inside of it in order to lock it or unlock it without having the need of pushing any buttons on the key. It is a large vehicle. Total length of it 201.6 inches, 70.3 inches tall, and about 78 inches wide. So it is definitely on the larger side. And as you can see, it should have plenty of room in the back for that third row passengers. We're going to check that out in just a little bit. Here we are in the back of this Grand Highlander. One difference I can spot already right here in this big gate spoiler, you have this third brake light, which is about this big. On the Limited, we've seen the brake light that would go almost through the entire width of the vehicle. You still have the exposed wiper, fully LED taillights. Now if I lock it, you can see they're blinking right there. That includes your reverse lights as well. Grand Highlander embossed in here, Toyota logo. You do have the rear view camera. Very plain looking bumper here, and reflector lights that are built in here. No tow hitch on this one, but if it had the tow hitch, it would be able to tow up to 5,000 pounds. You get the power lift gate on this XLE trim. However, I'm really not able to open it up unless there's a setting that's not enabled. You know, I've tried both ways, pushing it on the actual switch and right here on my remote. So maybe there's a setting that I need to enable. But anyways, it opens nice and tall, and let's see how much room we have inside. And let's check this out. So these are the numbers that really impress. Like behind this third row seat, you have 21 cubic feet of storage space, which Toyota claims it's enough to put 7 carry-on suitcases. And if you fold down the back seats, the third row seats, you're gonna have about 58 cubic feet of space, and with folding down the second row seat, you go up to 98. One thing I gotta say, that this is the third Highlander or Grand Highlander that I've been looking at, including the first pre-production model at Chicago Auto Show, and I don't like the way that these seats fold. I think there might be some trouble brewing for the future, so Toyota might rethink of designing those a little bit different. The way that they fold, it's very cumbersome in a way. Now, underneath here, you have a little bit of storage, and you have a cargo cover that comes as a standard equipment, and a little bit more storage that you can hide some stuff out of the way. So this is your cargo roominess. Let's check it out, what we have for passengers. No complaint about the roominess here in the second row seat. The front seat is adjusted my regular driving position. Plenty of room for my knees, my head, and my shoulders. And I am 6 feet tall as a point of reference. The seat is also adjustable. You move back and forth if you want to leave a little bit more room for the passengers in at the back. It does have quite a few features on the interior of it, so let me show them to you. And starting with the rear door panel right here, you can see you have this manual sunshade, which is a big plus in my book. My only complaint with this one would be that I would like to have it broken up a little bit. There's a lot of monotone colors. It's all black, basically. A lot of hard plastic here right on top. The only padded materials is right on this armrest in here, and then you have your window controls, of course, your door handle, a little bit of storage right on top, and a lot more storage at the bottom. Now, the Limited would come standard with the JBL speakers. This one has the non-branded Toyota speakers. And moving inside, you still have the seats that are covered in this man-made leather. I think they call it Syntax material. They look pretty good. They're actually wide, they're comfortable, and then so you have the 2 seats right in the back with a little console in the middle. Now, this console is not removable, so unless you are handy and can unscrew them yourself, this is not meant to be taken out. Both seats in the middle row are equipped with the child seat feathers right there, and then there's one in the third row seat as well. You have your own controls for the automatic climate control. You don't have the heated seats as we've seen on the Limited in the second row seat. USB ports and another 12-volt power outlet right here at the bottom. Pretty flat floor, so no complaints there. How do you get in the third row seat? All right, push this up, it's gonna unlock the seat and move it all the way forward. As you can see, finally we have more of an adult friendly seat. Now these seats are also reclining, so once I get in here, let's see if I can do that for you. Let's see, I'm here in this third row seat. Open it up, move it back a little bit, and let's get the seat belt out of the way. Now what do we have here is the cup holder, basically another USB port, and this seat is moved all the way back. Let me see if I can fit my knees right here. Well, I could. Not much room left, but if I move this seat up just about an inch or so, let's see, just about like this. Now I have plenty of room. And even though, you know, the headroom is not a lot, I still have about an inch above my head. So this is your third row seat. You also have your own vents and the reading lights in this third row. Now let's see what's going on in the front. Yeah, as always, let's listen to the sound of the closing door before getting inside. Nice and solid, no complaints here. And here's what we have in the front door panel. I actually like this trim a lot better than on the Limited, which we had this simulated wood. Not that it wasn't bad, but it was looking fake. Now this one, this gunpowder metal, looks pretty good. You also have your window mirror lock controls as well as your door handle. More storage at the bottom of the seats. And again, this is no JBL stereo, but you still have the Grand Highlander on the dorsal. And one other thing, you don't have the puddle lights that you've had on the Limited. You do have the power adjustments for the seats for the driver and passenger side. 10-way power adjustments on the driver's seat. Now let's take a peek. You know, nice, comfortable seats. These are heated, not ventilated. And then on the left-hand side on the steering wheel, you have the automatic lights and the opening for the power liftgate. Let's see if it's gonna open from here. You also have your dimmer and reset for the odometer trip. Let me jump inside, I'll show you the rest of it. And here we are on the interior of this XLE trim Grand Highlander. Let's take a peek and let's see what we have. I do like the dashboard. I do like how it's multi-tiered. Now we don't have the wrapping like we've seen on the Limited, and this is more of just a regular vinyl material, but you have this two-tiered, no JBL speaker like I mentioned before. You still have this nice shelf and this USB Type-C port for the passenger as far as charging and connectivity. Now you have the regular glove box in here, and standard across the line, including this base trim, is a 12.3-inch screen. But what's different is the instrument cluster. This is not all digital. It doesn't go from side to side like we've seen on the other ones, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. Same size steering wheel, and I still like it. You have a bunch of buttons on that, including this area right here. That is to control what's going on in the instrument cluster. And then you have your phone voice control, volume, mode, seek, track, and the cruise control, as well as the adaptive cruise control. Now it's important to mention that all of those Grand Highlanders are equipped with the Toyota Sense 3.0, so this is the most advanced safety system or safety components that you'll get on the vehicle. So that includes the adaptive cruise control, pre-collision braking, you have the lane keep assist, among other things. You have the entry assist. Let's see, right here in this instrument cluster, so you have the lane departure alert, a blind spot monitoring system, pre-collision system. Basically this is the PDA, and then you have the rear cross traffic alert, save exit assist. This is your sign recognition, and then you have some other settings. So vehicle settings and the meter settings, you can basically set up of what we want to have here. You can change the language, you need meter style, and this is in your settings. You also have the ability to change other things on this. This is your trip. You have your audio that can be displayed here, adaptive cruise control mode. You have the fuel economy mode. Now it says total average is 4.7. So let's take a look at the sticker of this vehicle. This is the Monroney sticker basically. And I just want to point out a couple of things. This is a 2024 Grand Highlander two-wheel drive XLE or front-wheel drive XLE, right? And what we have, the only factory added option is the panoramic sunroof. Total MSRP $44,420. There's about $2,800 worth of options that were added at the distribution center. So depending on where you are at in the country, there's different distribution centers that you know, they try to get their money by adding some accessories on it. 21 in the city, 28 on the expressway, 24 is the combined mileage, which is really important. Let's get back to this instrument cluster right here. So we've seen all those safety features in here and different ways of displaying it in this center screen. So this is the 7-inch screen, and in the middle and on the sides you have the temperature gauge on one side and the fuel gauge on the other side. So definitely not as fancy as we've seen in the Limited, which was the full 12-inch screen. Now 12.3-inch screen comes standard, and this is basically the same system as you had on the higher end model. We're not gonna set it up, but I'll show you. I just want to cancel setup. I'll show you what it has. So as far as the navigation, you can subscribe and get the cloud-based navigation, or you can actually connect a device. So you have Android Auto in here, and this is your wireless Android Auto, so you can see this is nice bright display, and you don't have to rely on subscription-based navigation. Now the subscription-based navigation is cloud-based, so it's very similar to what you have on your phone. If you don't have a signal, you usually will lose the navigation, although Google Maps been pretty good about like keeping the map on even if there's no signal. So I don't know how it is with the Apple CarPlay, but I really haven't had an issue with it. So let's go back to the Toyota screen, and let's see what else we have. So you have your media. We're gonna hit enable audio, and you see as far as your sources, you have the FM, AM, Sirius XM, and then my phone is connected right here. So we're gonna actually get out of this screen and go back to Toyota. And then you have the car settings, where you can set up the climate control, trip information, vehicle alert, and then of course you have other settings right here that you can customize the vehicle, update the software, you know, download apps, etc. So this is a system that we've seen on multiple other Toyotas. Scrolling down here, this is your shortcuts for your climate control, nicely wrapped in rubber, so that's easy to use even if you have gloves on. You have dual zone climate control. The third one is for in the rear right here, so 2 zones in the front, 1 in the back. You do have standard heated seats, but no ventilated seats as you've seen on the Limited model. Everything else is pretty much the same. So you have your shortcuts here. You do have your hazard lights, engine start stop button, 2 USB Type-C ports. You still get your wireless charging here, and then that fits, but very barely, the larger devices. So I wish that pad was a little bit bigger, and this bigger pad is right here, but that's not charging. Same shifter as we've seen, cup holders, and the similar setup as far as changing the different drive modes. So you have the normal, sport, eco, and snow mode. You can also turn off your automatic start stop feature, and you can turn off your traction control. And right in front you have the electronic parking brake as well as the brake hold. Now shifter, same thing as on the Limited, nothing too fancy about it. Put it in reverse, and let's check out this rear view camera. Again, quality is pretty cool. You can wash it, boom, just wash the rear view camera, and you can change the angle, and you can also turn off or change the display of the trajectory lines right here. All right, so the quality of it is decent, but I think it would be nice to have it a little bit larger. Now this slides open, and it is a huge storage compartment right here. We do have another 12-volt power adapter. Other than that, you can put, I don't know, you can put a small backpack in here. Really, that's how big it is. Slide it back closed. Up on top, you have the regular mirror with the HomeLink system. And then you have your sunroof control. Now this is a $1,350 option. That is your panoramic sunroof. So if you like that, you can definitely order it with it. And if you don't, you save $1,350. and you get no sunroof. Now you have your light controls, and as far as the visors, you have the illuminated visors. And then an important thing about the Toyota data transmission is on, so Toyota basically tracks this vehicle until you call them and tell them to stop. So this is the interior of this 2024 base Highlander XLE, and I gotta tell you, it's got quite a few features. I'm not sure what would make me go up to the next level, but maybe you know. Check out both of the videos and let me know. But now we're gonna take it for a spin. So does the XLE trim provide enough value for the money? Now, its starting MSRP, $43,070. It's only about $1,000 more than the starting MSRP of the regular Highlander XLE. So right there, I think for me, it would be no question that I would go for the larger vehicle with some of the newer technology as well. Now, I kind of wish that some of the features that are available in the higher trim levels were available as a standalone options versus being part of the next package. But let's see what the difference in the packages is. So let's say you pick the XLE, which is at $43,070, and if you wanted to go for the limited, it's $47,860. So there is about $4,800 worth of accessories. So what you get the bigger wheels, you get the fancier lights with the LED, you get the fog lights, you get the JBL system, you get the cooled seats, you get the bigger display in the front. That's basically what I can think of. You get the heated seats in the back, and you get those puddle lights. What else? Now, is it worth that $4,800? For some people, I'm pretty sure it would be. For others, this is a great value vehicle. Now, this is an entry-level trim, and I think that at $43,000, if you don't need the panoramic sunroof, this is an awesome vehicle. It comes standard with this 12.3-inch screen, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless charging on this vehicle. Same engine configuration as we've seen on the more expensive one. And you know, as far as the seating, you know, you have that syntax material. I mean, to me, I definitely, if I could get cooled seats on this, that would be probably my trim of choice. I haven't tested out the hybrid and the Hybrid Max, which I'm still waiting for to arrive at the dealership, but I think so far, you know, the XLE really does have a lot of value. Now, let me know what you think about it and what would you choose and why in the comment section below. And now let's take it for a spin, starting with the turning diameter right here, turning radius. Let's see. Nice and tight, just like we did on the limited. No difference. Now, there might be a slight difference in drive, and that's because you have a little bit bigger sidewall tires, so a little bit more meat on those tires. Other than that, I mean, it is virtually the same. Off the line acceleration really quick. Feels similar. Now, we can't really go crazy in this parking lot, but we're gonna take it on the road. In driving right here in this back lot, I can definitely already tell that the tires make a difference. Now, the other ones that they had the bigger rims, and normally I would say, hey, the bigger rims, the rougher the ride, but I think these tires, I don't know, the way that they're built, these have a little bit of a rougher ride as far as, you know, the feel of it. Now, they're not noisy or anything like this. It just, when they roll over some of those obstacles, they don't feel as smooth as it did on the limited. But then again, that might be just my mind playing tricks on me, which has happened in the past. All right, we have a few speed bumps over here. The suspension absorbs them really nice. And let's see, a little bit higher speed here. Boom. Almost didn't feel it. We're stopped right here. Let's see how it accelerates. A 1 yeah, 40, 50, and 60. So no difference in acceleration than on the limited trim, but I love the idea of this having the Android Auto wirelessly connected to my phone, so I don't have to mess around with many wires and cables. And if you've done that before, then you know that half of those cables will stop working after the first 5 minutes of use, and then you're going to be searching for another one. So wireless, so far, I mean, I've been on a couple test drives with this vehicle and I haven't lost connection, and it connects back as soon as I get back in the car. So this is a really nice feature, solid thing on Toyota as far as the technology, as far as the design. I think this is going to be a hit once more people are going to find out about it. A lot of people heard about the Grand Highlander coming out, but they don't know what that actually is. So hopefully you look at this video and then you take advantage of this wonderful vehicle. You might go to a dealership, ask them for a test drive. If you're anywhere in Florida, I'm pretty sure the guys at Gettle Toyota of Charlotte County right here, and they're going to be happy to help you out and put you behind the wheel of one of those brand new Grand Highlanders. And overall, I am very impressed with it, but I can tell you that I can't wait to get behind the wheel of this most powerful hybrid max. I'm really curious of how that's going to drive, and I tell you why. Because on the RX, which the base RX basically shares the powertrain with the Highlander, or the Grand Highlander, and the RX 500 shares the powertrain. It's a little bit differently tuned. I think on the Grand Highlander is going to be just slightly detuned, but the way that the performance is between the RX 350 and 500 is a huge difference. So I can't wait to get behind the wheel of one of them. And I gotta tell you, I'm here in this back roads in Punta Gorda, and there's been a lot of turns, and this vehicle actually feels very nice. Most of the Toyotas are very soft and very boaty feel. Now this one, of course, yes, you'll have a little bit of a swing side to side, but it doesn't feel like it's overly soft. It still feels like it's nice and very capable vehicle. So with that said, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, here's your chance. Go to the bottom of the screen, hit that red subscribe button. Make sure you also hit that little bell notification button so you don't miss any of the videos that are coming out. And until then, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.